Hey there, garden nerds. Are you planning to grow caneberries this season? That's raspberries, blackberries, boysenberries, marionberries, and things that grow like this on canes. Well, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and there are a couple of things you need to know before you do. Let's break it down. First, a little terminology. Cane basically means branch. A cane is how berries grow. There are roses that have canes, and there are berries that have canes. So that's the term you want to use when referring to these bits of foliage and the branch that they're growing on. The second thing you want to know about is runners. Blackberries and all of their other types, they run. And what that means is they send out roots underground, and they can be as deep as, a foot or two. And then from there, they send up shoots that come out of the soil and grow more berries. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. Okay, this camera is about 10 or 15 feet away from that mother plant. But right here, underneath this camera, is a runner. See this guy right here? This is growing, and others like it are growing as far away as 15 feet from the mother plant, maybe even 20. When runners show up in your garden, well, let me just speak from personal experience. Every couple of weeks, I'm out here pulling runners up out of the ground because they're everywhere. And if you have a small space, keeping runners in check is really important. For example, this plant here was one cane that I dug out of another person's garden and brought it home. I planted it in a pot on the soil right back there. That cane died back, but when it sent out new growth, it also sent runners down through the drainage hole and out everywhere. And so this has taken over the yard. What do you do to prevent this from happening? There are a couple of things you can do. The first is, if you plant in containers, you're helping to contain the roots, which is great. Just make sure you put a saucer underneath it or elevate it on plant feet to keep it from going everywhere. The second thing you can do is a little more involved, requires a lot more physical labor, is to install a physical root barrier around the plant. And that means digging a trench about 2 feet deep and installing a physical barrier that goes all the way around that plant. So then those canes don't wander outside of bounds. Oh, and one quick thing about plant spacing while you're figuring out where to put it and how many to buy. You really want to space them 5 feet apart from anything else. 8 feet if you have the room, but 5 feet is pretty much it. So you only need one if that's all the space you have. And then from there, if you do let it run, you'll have them coming up everywhere, and you can take those canes that come up out of the ground along the runners and replant them somewhere else. So if you're on a budget, start with one plant and place it 5 feet away from anything else on either side, because it obviously branches out and takes up a whole lot of space. And then build your collection from there with more runners from your own plants. When it comes time to prune, I've got a whole other video that shows you step by step how to reduce your giant overgrown cane patch to something manageable that's going to give you more and more fruit next year. So check that out when you get a chance. And in addition to that video, I've got information on growing berries of all kinds in my book, Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden. So if you want to grow caneberries this season, a little planning will help you keep them in check. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online. And consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff that we do here at Gardenerd. Happy gardening!